brother. Yeah, brother. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Hey, brother. Hey, sheepa, brother.
GM and welcome back to the channel. In this video we're taking a look at some on-chain stuff due to the fact most of the centralized exchange activity and the big caps are still in boring mode. As you can see from the BTC chart here, since the dump off we've literally just trended sideways. So even if you go to Crown's channel, you can see it in his videos now. He is very much bored and frustrated with this market at this point, and he's pulling out all sorts of stops here to try and find some content around potential bullish hopium cases. This goes back to 2011, the chart on the left there. There are some similarities with the current setup here with the BBWP and the RSI indicators. But that is pretty much it. There's not a lot going on with the big caps, and it seems that the TradFi takeover of crypto has made it a lot more boring. Think of it, since BlackRock have stepped into the game here, things have been a lot more tame. And if we just look over the last 7 days, biggest movers, Rollbit, arguably that's an on-chain play mainly anyway. And no other real big movers, DYDX up 12%, but then we're into single-digit moves here for Quant, Tron. These are the winners on the actual top 100 coins, and then losers. We have, of course, Pepe with a bit of ruggage action. We've got Casper pulling back, probably in a decent area to buy some more spots, but nothing really happening across the board. So it is very, very tedious with centralized exchange-based activity and the big caps. The biggest crypto influencers, the likes of Coin Bureau, Altcoin Daily, BitBoy, etc., the ones who are bringing in the hundreds of thousands of views on the regular and the ones who could actually maybe steer this market, they're still talking about, you know, threats to crypto, the US regulations, all this stuff, and it just feels like the mill of negative information just keeps continuing on and on and on. And so what we have here, we have kind of these two markets going on simultaneously. We have the big boys talking about all the boring stuff, and then the smaller influencers, people over on Twitter, are really getting involved with on-chain. And I think this is where all the money is going to be made over this next cycle, or at least the vast majority of gains. The kind of thesis behind this is all of these new launches will start out as on-chain only plays. They're not going to get listed on centralized exchanges straight out the gates. And so you have an opportunity to try and find the gems in the absolute rubble and shit pit that is on-chain. Try and trade these things, maybe take your money out after a 2x and hold moonbags, because if you do capture the next UNIBOT or something along those lines, they're likely going to be huge performers into the future and will eventually be listed on the main centralized exchanges for the actual bull run when you're going to have more normies enter the market and buy your bags off you. So one of the on-chain heroes of this current 2-month period has been L. So this guy's Friendtech account is up to 2 ETH odd. And his summation is, look, we've had round 2 of shitcoin summer. Bitcoin, the Harry Potter coin, went from 70 mil to 190. Rollbit 250 to 640. Ox, that is from the Suzu exchange, 140 to 310. Unibot from 130 to 225. But he thinks round 3 is about to begin because people who are on centralized exchanges, a lot of people with a lot of money are entering into on-chain because they are so damn bored here. So he believes round 3 here will be even bigger, much more liquidity coming to PvP on-chain as the other crypto sectors remain ghost towns. Adjust your price targets, we're going higher, is what he is saying. So we'll run through a few coins, a few picks and things to look at, but with all these, a lot of them are very much short-term plays. Some of them are longer term, i.e. this one here, photo finish. I do want to hold this bag into the full bull run due to the market sector it's in. Online horse racing with these kind of e-horses, the NFTs. I think this is a huge market that's being tapped into now. But if you are trading on chain and on ETH mainnet, make sure you do use Unibot. I'll leave a link down below and a bit more of a plug on that at the end. It's a huge tool you have to be using to get a head start in the market. Set your take profits before you go to bed, and sometimes they're hitting and I'm waking up in the morning, the candle's nuked and I'm able to buy back a lot lower. This happened exactly last night. Now starting off with photo finish. So this one is super interesting because you got the mixture of the NFTs. You can breed the horses. So you got horse breeding, creating new foals. The foals, when they turn the age of 2, can start racing. The first crop of foals actually start to race over this new week here. And so you have a life cycle within this game that is just epic to follow along with. What they also do is actually incentivize people to race on the platform by giving them crown tokens as an incentive. So as you can see here, the purse for the race was 49. The entry was $8, but the crown gift to obviously stimulate more people to race their horses. And thus, if you have more activity on the racetracks, you have more betting activity as well. So the revenue streams are going to be coming in thick and fast. So this person was actually incentivized to race. They actually made some money and obviously recouped more than the initial entry from the crown gift as well. So a pretty virtuous cycle there. And I think this is a really intriguing game. And if I had more time, to be honest with you, I would be playing this and setting up a bit of a stable, because the overall market for horse racing is huge in terms of orders of magnitude larger than what we have here. This attracted like $250,000 of bets for the largest race of the season, the Kentucky Derby, on this Saturday or Sunday, can't remember what day it was. So $250,000 of betting activity on this esport race. But if you've ever been to a horse race live, you'll understand that billions of dollars are spent betting on the biggest races of the seasons. And so this really does tap into a great market. You've got gambling, you've got the enjoyment of the game, and you have the ability to stake the crown token onto tracks for a share of revenues on those tracks. Really worth having a look into this one, and the liquidity of this is really poor actually. So you're actually getting in whilst this is still hard to buy because it's on Solana. You have to go through Jupiter.ag. That is the aggregator on Solana, and then the liquidity on here is something like 100k only. So yeah, 100k of liquidity, pretty damn poor. And I do know a lot of people have been buying through this area here around 20 to 30 cents. Big accounts, I mean big accounts, millions of dollars in net worth, those kind of individuals have been buying this as they expect this one to do very well. So I am on board with this, and I think it will continue to go up. And as they solve the issues around liquidity, I think it'll fly. Now, this is a new one here called HOLA or Hello, which is a marketing one. So this is kind of similar to Bag. If you know about Bag and Bot, they're doing something similar. And I think this is a really good beta play to that. Need marketing for your token? Come and see HOLA. Essentially, this kind of provides a different service to Bag though. So this one is mainly around how they can get you listed on the likes of CoinMarketCap and CoinGecko on a fast track. So they obviously have some good industry contacts, get you trending on DEX tools, those kind of things, get you ads on DexView, Dex Screener, all these kind of things, even some Chinese marketing. They've started to pull in some serious dollars. Now this one is intriguing because they have this NFT collection that actually gets the rev share. And so each of these NFTs have a price tag, but it actually locks in the underlying token, the HOLA token. I think it's in the region of 60% of all the tokens are locked into the NFTs that receive the rev share. And then subsequently 5% of revenue is used to buy and burn the HOLA token. Easiest way, of course, is just to buy the HOLA token and get price exposure to this. But they are currently bringing in quite a bit of revenue here. So HOLA, around a 2.3 mil market cap. I think it might be slightly higher. $3 million this morning only. Not huge, but still you can see they're bringing in around 9k in revenue. That is on a daily basis, I do believe. Similar to UNIBOT, bringing in 20k and Bag down there at 15k. So even if it was just half the value of Bag, it would probably be a decent comparison there. So somewhere in the region of 7 mil market cap would make a lot more sense in my mind for this token. So it's currently trading at 3. I think somewhere around the region of 7 would be a decent place to really take some cash off the table here. But this one only started to get noticed over this past weekend. A few big buys have come in and pushed this up. But again, this is on ETH mainnet. You need to be using UNIBOT to try and snipe your buys, snipe your sells, and trade in between, because this one pumped overnight. I had my limit sell set at 4s, so somewhere up here in the 4 region, and it did trigger for me. And then I woke up this morning and it had dumped down into the 2s again. So I was able to buy back even more of the HOLA token. Pretty damn cool. So this one kind of hits on crypto marketing, on-chain marketing, and of course a rev share token. Now, as we know, gambling has been huge here in crypto, and it is clearly the use case that most people want to get involved with. Now this one's called Bookie Bot. The ticker is BB for this one, and it's just started to get picked up really online. And I'd be looking for a dip on this one, to be honest with you. The token tax for this is 5 and 5 on buys and sells. There is the chart pumping up. But I think this is overvalued at this point in time, and it really does need a retrace here. So this is just a 4-hour candle. So over last night, it was down here, $1.50. I think what we'll see is some whale will come in and nuke this at some point and bring the price back down. So I wouldn't go aping in at this point, but it seems interesting because you can do all the betting directly from your Telegram app. So you can do this on mobile easily without actually having to log into anything. They've also got a revenue share model as well. Around 40 to 50% of all the bets come back to the actual platform holders. So if you hold the token, I think they're going to have some staking modules set up. But this one, it says BookieBot earns commission of 5% of all the profitable bets, which equates to 60% of revenue from the Azuro platform. So this is actually backed by another platform itself called Azuro here, azuro.org. And they've got investment capital from the likes of Delphi, Arrington, and others here. So this is actually a real legit company. And what they've done is they've taken all their liquidity from this main betting site here and just plugged it into the Bookie Bot. So they've kind of set up a second product line here with the bot on Telegram, created its own token, and they're going to do revenue share for this token. But this is from a legitimate company. You can see from the investor caliber as well, pretty damn cool. So this is probably one that can do well, but as I say, I would not be buying this huge pump here, and it is going to be shilled online because I've seen some of the wallets who are in on this and they've got a bit of pull on Twitter, etc. So just an interesting one to observe here. You've got betting, horse race betting, you've got the ability to get involved with online casinos, sports books, etc. with this one. You've got the marketing arm from HOLA. You can kind of see the elements in the market that are really getting a bit of traction and are the kind of shiny new objects in the room that people want to bid. So as I said earlier, do use UNIBOT. I'll leave a link for it down below, but I've got a video guide. If you want to use it on Telegram, on your desktop, for example, this UNIBOT X tutorial will be great for you. But if you want to do it strictly on mobile, I've also done a mobile only video as well down there, which you really should get used to using. If you're not using these tools, you are losing out massively. This on-chain game is a lot of fun to be playing along with because the token prices are literally moving 50 to 100% in a day. So if you set your limit buys and your limit sells over on UNIBOT, sit back and enjoy, I think there is a high degree of probability you will become profitable using these tools. So as Bitcoin has zero pulse right now, we are back in the trenches of on-chain. I hope you enjoyed this one. Subscribe if you're new. See you around. Peace.